And just this past week, the Florida Hospital Association reported COVID-19 hospitalizations in the Jacksonville area had surged 154%. And that is where 12-year-old Lila Hartley will soon start 7th grade. Now, like many kids, Lila is excited to go back to school in person. But like any good big sister, she wants to make sure it's safe for her 10-year-old brother, Will, who is too young to get the vaccine. So Lila decided to write a letter to the Duval County Public School Board about having a mask mandate for students in Northeast Florida schools, even though Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis issued an executive order threatening to pull school district funds if they were to institute a student mask mandate. And Lila joins us now, along with her father, Matt Hartley, and her brother, Will. We thank all three of you for joining us. And Lila, we're going to start with you. I've read your letter. You're a wonderful writer. Can you tell us why you felt the need to write to your school board? I know when I was 12, that would have been the last thing on my mind. So if you could just tell us what led you to make this decision and what the reaction was to your letter.
I wrote this letter because the school board was not requiring masks for the coming school year, which isn't very safe because of, especially right now with the Delta variant, like hurting and getting unvaccinated people sick. My brother, Will, is not old enough to get the vaccine, and so aren't so many kids. And I don't want any of them to get sick from a place that may mean so much to them.
I have a question for your dad, Matt. Before we get into the policies and all of that, the start of the school year can be stressful for children already. Students going back to school, they can be nervous, especially when they haven't been in the classroom. How are you feeling as a father, just knowing that your children are nervous about being back together for any reason?
It's heavy on me because I want my kids to be in school. They love it there. They have so many friends and they love learning. I want them to be able to be in person. And so the thought that they're having to worry about whether they're going to catch a virus that is so dangerous, it just feels like anything we can do to ease that will not only make our kids safer, but make them feel comfortable in school.
We know that the school board has changed the wording of their school code so that the default now will be for students to wear masks, but parents can opt out of having their child wear masks. So it's not quite what you were asking for, Lila. Can you just tell us what your reaction is to these changes? Do you think that they still haven't gone far enough?
Well, being able to opt out is, we don't know how many people are going to do that. And if they do, a lot of people do, that could mean that we have more of a risk to get COVID or pass it on to others.
So it's at least progress, definitely. I mean, Lila, I know that when I'm talking with other people my age, we're talking about this virus a lot. When I was 12, I often wasn't thinking about school board decisions or about politics. When you're talking with your friends in school, are you talking about masks? Are you talking about the virus? Is this something you guys are thinking about a lot?
I personally think about it pretty often and make sure that I'm wearing my mask, and a lot my friends are also wearing their mask. But since when I was at school, since we all did that in my friend group, we didn't really worry as much because the Delta variant wasn't bad and wasn't surging cases as badly as it is now.
Sure. And Matt, what's your reaction to the school district allowing parents to opt out and not have their children wear masks in school?
Well, I was glad at first for the move to require masks with only an opt-out available, but we are worried about how many kids might opt out and whether the school board and the superintendent will make the policy clear. We want to make sure that the policy will mean that most people will be masked.
Lila, there's a lot of people all over the country who might see this interview, and a lot of them are going to have different opinions on masks. Is there one point from your letter that you would just like to say to people across the country that you'd like them to remember about this pandemic?
Sure, yes. My brother is 10 years old and can't get vaccinated. I'm so worried that if masks are not required, my brother could go to school one day and the next be dying in the hospital. Masks save lives. That's a fact. People who are vaccinated should wear a mask, and people who are unvaccinated should especially wear a mask. I and many others would feel so much safer if masks were required. And if they were required, less people may contract COVID, and therefore less people will get really sick or die.
Well, I can tell that your language arts and English classes are working, Lila. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Lila Hartley, along with her dad, Matt, her brother, Will. We appreciate all three of you spending your time with us this evening.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.